What's going on, good people? I hope this thing, y'all can hear me. But anyway, I'm not at my computer today. Um, just getting over being sick. Been sick for the last few weeks. But man, I had to touch on this preach, fresh and fit and Alba and preach situation. Um, so if um, you don't know, there's the YouTubers Alba and Preach. They got like a million. I want to say 1.4 million subscribers, and then there's this new podcast called Fresh and Fit Podcast. Now, I'm subscribed to Alvin Preach, just because of some of the content they put. A lot of the content they put out, I like. I don't always agree with everybody, but what I'm saying, I can tell when people have command over the topic that they're talking about, and they have knowledge of what they're talking about. They're not speaking about ignorance, but I've seen several Fresh and Fits podcasts, and I can't watch them too long because they're cringy. I don't too much care for them, or whatever. And to be perfectly honest with you, my interpretation of Fresh and Fit I think they're riding like the whole Kevin Samuels sensation, um, uh, coattails. I like Kevin Samuels. I like some of the things I like a lot of the things he says. I don't always agree with everything. Like I said, I don't always agree with any one person. But um, apparently there was a situation to where Alba and Preach went on to um, the Fresh and Fit podcast, and basically the topic came up: do men pay for sex? And they were having a discussion about, uh, you know, men paying for sex or men paying for, uh, you know, having that transactional sex. Do women respect men that do that and all this other whatnot, right? And so Fresh and Fit was basically saying that men should never pay for sex, and that when they pay for sex, the women are not going to respect them. And I've been preach was like, listen, men pay for sex all the time. It's what happens. And he didn't think, he said that and I'm just kind of summarizing, but he basically said that I wouldn't do it, but I understand why men do those things. Um, and so basically they had Albin Preach, they had one of their subscribers asked him about to react to the video, what they did to where they were discussing that particular topic with Fresh and Fit. So that's what they did. And Fresh and Fit got whiff of it. Now I seen the video to where they were discussing the video to where they talked about what they talked about with Fresh and Fit. There was nothing to really be offended about. They just was critiquing the video like they do all their videos. They basically, their platform is about commenting on videos that they see. So that's basically what it was. And Fresh and Fit, man, they got into their feelings about it, and so they personally attacked Alvin Preach, and they really went at Preach. They attacked his wife, said a whole bunch of things, man, to where um, it was just out of bounds, completely out of bounds, in my opinion. So, Alba and Preach have been responding. They've said they 2 cents, and Fresh and Fit challenged them to a boxing match. So Preach took them up on the offer, and now they're kind of backing out or whatever. But that's basically the gist of the whole thing. So let me give my commentary about it. Listen, I kind of briefly touched on this earlier, um, about the whole Kevin Samuels effect. For one, Kevin Samuels is always talking about the high value man. And I understand what Kevin Samuels means when he's talking about the high value man. But when you got young boys, young men trying to who haven't really entered into their manhood, you got them hearing certain things is no different they interpret it no differently from when older women tell younger women, men ain't no good. They don't know how to decipher, or they don't know how to discern truth from fiction, right? So you got these guys fresh and fit. They're young. They're in their 20s. Um, like I said, you got these guys, and they've heard these talking points, and they've taken them and they run with them. This is in my opinion. And they put the emphasis and the focus on, okay, well, if I make this type of money, that makes me high value, right? And there's a difference between a high earning man versus a high value man. And I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to do a video about that. Probably have Team Supreme come through, and me and him will probably discuss that. But there's a difference between a high earning man and a high value man. A high earning man is somebody that just earns high income. A high value man is somebody that is valuable to his community. Okay, so you got these young guys, they're misinterpreting, or um, they're only interpreted on a superficial level, and they're running with it. And these guys' platform is centered solely around, in my opinion, getting women. You can tell that these guys, they kind of remind me of these when I'm 39 years old, so I've been alive for almost 40 years, and I could tell when men have just really started to get attention from women, because they go women crazy. And you can kind of tell that with Fresh and Fit, this is what they're about. They have no idea of what really life is about. And they degrade women in such a way to where they reduce women only to being sex. Now, we live in a hypersexualized culture, period. America is just a hypersexualized, everything's about sex in America. So women push it and men push it. It is what it is. But I am pro marriage. I'm not pro marriage to Western women. I will tell you that any time of the week. Not because I just think Western women are, just because they're born are bad. No, it's because of the culture that Western women are raised in. It doesn't promote the sanctity and the commitment of marriage. It promotes get what you can get out of men. And even if that leads to you destroying somebody's life, you do that. So I don't promote marrying Western minded women. I don't. Um, that's not to say that a woman living in the West cannot, I wouldn't promote somebody to marry her. It just depends on her mindset. But what I also don't promote is my wife walking up behind me. What I also don't promote is men just degrading women and reducing women to just being nothing but sex objects. I don't promote that neither, right? And when you are um whether you're a male or female, and you're promoting the or promoting the what's the word I'm looking for, when you're promoting the devaluing of the opposite sex, I have a fundamental problem with you, right? And that's what Fresh and Fits promotes, in my opinion. Listening to their podcast, I earned this amount of money, so I supposed to have access to your body. This is how they carry about, and I believe they're going to end up getting themselves in trouble. Um, because I've seen guys move like that to where they feel like they have a certain amount of money. So me personally, I don't think they're high earners. I just think they're YouTube guys. I don't know, but me personally, I don't think they're high earners. But anyway, um, let me stop getting off the subject. Alba and Preach, you know, Preach is married. I don't know if Alba's married or not. I don't know really much about them personally, but they don't promote degrading of any particular sex. They just call it uh, right down the middle. Hold on for a second. But anyway, I'm back. I'm getting ready to bring this video to a close, but here's my thoughts. For one, Fresh and Fit was wrong for trying to they're insulting, Abba, Preach's wife, and the way they insulted Abba and Preach, it was not on topic. They didn't talk about what the critique was. But you definitely don't come at a man's wife. You don't come at a man's wife. You don't comment about a man's wife. You don't disrespect a man's wife that way. And it showed me their maturation level. They're still little boys, basically. And like I said, for me, I don't promote or advocate anybody degrading the opposite sex the way that they do. I think that we live in a society that promotes whore culture, but I would never tell anybody that women are just good for sex. I think it's wrong. I think it's out of pocket. Now, I'm kind of doing this video on the fly, loving to bring it to the close, but here's the thing. To challenge a man to a boxing match because this man critiqued your point of view about something, and that's the other thing. Like I said, I grew up in the 80s. When you say some stuff like that to a man, you got to be able to back that thing up. You just can't say that, okay, well, you know what I'm saying, like, let's box and think that this man ain't gonna come see you. The problem with these new age cats, man, and these little young guys that don't found this internet fame is that they don't have no idea what reality really is. Because you talking about somebody like, I think Preach is probably in his late 30s, early 40s. That mean that dude has seen life and he actually had to live it. And his cat is Haitian. Hey, look, the cat is Haitian. These dudes have had to survive, like, on a whole different level. You can't go out and throw stuff out there talking about you want to box with somebody, man. Them dudes gonna want to come see you. And now Fresh and Fit are trying to back out. Now that, look, y'all insulted the man's wife. You don't insulted him. You don't insulted his country. You're talking about boxing. You're talking about you want to box, bruh. You ain't gonna just be able to apologize. No rinky dink apology, and that's gonna go away. This man wants your head. But anyway, man, that's all I got. I appreciate y'all from stopping through, man. And God bless.